What up, what up, what up? This is Mike, the philosopher, here with another one. This one is the love experiment, okay? I've been, I'm a busy man. I can't keep up with all of them, y'all, but I'm going to try to keep up with this one. I started it, so I'm going to finish it out. And yeah, last week, I missed out on some things, but I did see the show. I did see that Tamara let Kenny go. So applause to Tamara. Okay, you finally seen the light, and you let the brother go, and then you welcomed in not Jamal, but a new guy. So we're going to see how that all turns out, but I'm going to go ahead and get right into this last episode where things start to get heated up. Now, one of the first things I noticed is that, Paige kissed Chris in front of Justin. All right. Now, Justin was pretty tight about that. I can't say I blame him at all if I'm watching my girl, or who I feel like is potentially my girl. I'm not going to want to see her kissing on another dude, especially, right in front of me. Okay. If you got, you got some stuff going on. Okay. If y'all on the date and I don't see it, okay. You know what I mean? But, to watch that firsthand had to be rough. I ain't gonna front. Had to be rough on your boy Justin. But, I would say he played it cool, but he really didn't. He really didn't play it cool. He really played it like, everybody could read the dude like a book. So he was real tight and everybody seen that. But, it's part of the process. You got to be prepared for that when you come into this process, and all the women have all the power to make all of the, decisions and do all the dating. I'm kind of curious though, and this is a question for the ladies. What do y'all think about this show, and what do you think about the process? Do you prefer this, or do you prefer Ready to Love? And if you prefer Ready to Love, why exactly? Because you have practically all of the benefits in this show. You have all of the power. The guys have zero power. They have to really seriously compete. They even have competitions where they compete. So I'm just curious, what form? Because it seemed like a lot of women are not getting into this, and I'm not sure why not. It's built for women. So I'm just curious to know. Maybe there are some women out there who really love this format, but it seemed like they're more, Ready to Love has a, it has a history now. It's been on the show. It's been on the air for 8-9 seasons. So it's probably, coming up on its 10-year anniversary pretty soon, which is kind of hard to believe. It's like, dang, it's been out that long, but I guess it has. Well, not necessarily, because it don't take them a year to come out with a new season. So I don't think it's been years, but at least it's been some episode, some series, some seasons, I should say. You could have a couple seasons in just 1 year. So, but I'm just curious if the ladies like this format more. What would you change about this love experiment if you could, or would you change nothing and you love it the way it is? Let me know. They give these women all the help in the world. Okay, there is no reason any of them should come out of this process with nobody. You literally have the pick of the litter. Okay? You could pick any guy you want. You could check his stats. Careers are not a problem. Everybody got a good career. Looks are not a problem. They fill in the men in the looks department. You have choices upon choices on choices. You can eliminate. You can pick up. You could draft. You got 3 in the roster. You got others in the hall. You got a mentor that you can talk to and get advice from. I don't see how they can make it more easy for the ladies. I don't. There is not a more easy or there's just not. There's no way that it could be made any simpler than this for ladies. So they should find what they want, and they should walk off the show with a guy real easy. So we'll see what happens. I can't wait to see the end, but I think we're halfway through the season already. So they're gonna have to start making some major decisions. Excuse me. I think they got maybe one more hall visit they got to do, and then they're gonna go ahead and, I don't know, walk off the show with a guy or not. I don't know. But all that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. You know, I don't know, y'all. Paige, let me say this. She really was feeling the way about picking Preston, right? And then all of a sudden, she started like, this guy. Now, I said in an earlier recording, I don't know if y'all seen the video, I said in an earlier recording with Kitu when I was interviewing with her. She said that she believed Preston and Paige was going to get together, and I said, nah, I think it's going to be Justin and Paige, because there's something to be said about a little yin and a yang, right? You're going to want a guy that's different than you. You're not going to want a guy that's similar to you. And it's playing out to the T. You know, y'all really should be, look, I'm coming out with some more stuff, some websites and stuff that you can support me on. Support your boy, because I'm going to tell you, all this takes time to do, and I'm going to need some support from the community to, make this worth my while. I got some other things in the fire, and I'm debating whether or not I should be continuing to do this, but I'm doing it for y'all because I love the community. Okay, so support me in any way you can. I would appreciate it. Get the likes up too. Hit the like button. Okay, don't be stingy with the like button, for real. She was really kind of, feeling the way about picking Preston. And look, if I'm Preston, I'm a little pressed too. Like, why am I being punished for having so much in common with you? You could tell Preston was pressed too. You could tell he was a bit pressed about it, because he was like, why am I being punished for? And he had a little bass in his voice when he said it. He was like, why am I being punished for having my stuff together? All this other stuff. And she was like, it's not. I love the way Paige handled it. She didn't overreact. She didn't really trip. She just explained, look, it's not about that. It's not about this. It's really just that, I'm just not getting the butterflies, and I was right. I was right when I said that she's going to need yin to her yang, and sure enough, that's exactly what happened. So Preston left, but they didn't let her pick another guy, and I'm glad they didn't let her pick another guy. You need to sit down and think about what you're doing. You can't be playing with these men. You can't be playing with these men. you see all your other girls going back to the hall, so you want to be with your girls back in the hall, so all y'all can start choosing men again. And then it'll get to a point where it's like, if you all you doing is picking men, you get to a point where you look more forward to being able to pick than you are in making connections. You see what I'm saying? Don't get to the point where you are like, okay, and I know a lot of women don't care about this, but fantasy football just started off, right? So many people are concerned with the draft day that they let the season go, but they are on point on that draft day. Sometimes draft day is all they care about, and then they don't even take care of their teams during the season. It's like, do the work after the draft. Do the work after the draft. Don't just look so forward to draft day. You get all your drafts and then you give up on your team. It's like, and that's kind of how I'm feeling like she's doing. I feel like she's giving up on her. Well, I wouldn't say Paige is giving up on her, but I would say some of the other ladies are giving up on their team. Like Mars, she really don't mess with what's his name? He got 2 babies. She really don't, or he got a young daughter, I think. Chuck, I think. She don't really mess with Chuck that much. It's some things I'm noticing. I noticed she got another guy, Aishan or something like that. I'm not sure what nationality he is. I don't know if he's Middle Eastern, maybe. I don't know. I think he's Middle Eastern. Iraq, Iran, probably something like that. Again, I don't know, but I'm just guessing. But she seemed to be giving him a lot of grace. I mean, she even took him on the couple's getaway. I mean, he fresh in the door. He was the only new guy to get in on that vacation, on that retreat. And I'm like, wow, you just skipped over the other 2 guys that you got, Mars, just so you can get to know this guy better. And I noticed that they love talking kids when they don't never talk kids to the brothers, but they be talking kids with these other guys. It's just something I noticed. She was talking, kids and they had a whole little conversation. That was on a date when they were walking through the park or whatever. They started talking about kids, and I'm like, here we go again. These chicks love talking about kids when it ain't a brother. I don't know. Maybe it's me, y'all. Maybe it's me. But yeah, Justin got a little tight because she kissed Chris, which, look, man, it's only y'all 2 left. She got to get to know Chris. I think he was tight about it at the time, but I don't think he held on to it. So, good for Justin for that. Another thing that popped up is that when they had start playing that game and the question was raised, what was the pettiest thing you did? Justin said, I smashed my ex's sister. Oh my goodness. Everybody was like, what? Oh man, you what did they say? You was you Petty Murphy for that one. I thought that was a little funny. Yeah, that could be petty, but Why was the little sister even trying, really? Like, she must have had a crush on Justin the whole time. For her to smash her sister's ex, she must have been crushing on Justin. So, yeah, that was petty, by the way. You ain't supposed to be touching, family. But if it's an ex, I don't know. I don't know. If it's an ex and you no longer care about him, you still ain't supposed to do that, though. I mean, sister to sister, you still ain't supposed to do that. But obviously, little sis was crushing on Justin. I mean, the whole time she had to be crushing on Justin, and I don't doubt that she is the one who initiated it. So Justin was like, I ain't talking to your sister no more. And guys, man, when it's hard for guys to turn it down. I'm just being honest, especially when it's like right in your face. It's hard for guys to turn it down, and I'm not condoning it. It wasn't a good look for Justin, but it was, Petty Murphy of him. But there's an old saying, y'all, all is fair in love and war. I don't know. Anyway, she didn't really appreciate that, but, she just wanted to talk to Justin about that. Like, where's your head at? Is that something you do again? And all this other stuff. Justin was like, that's not me anymore. My whole thing is this. If someone is, I kind of want to say, if someone is brave enough to tell you that, it's probably because they're healed from that. They're not going to tell you something that they're more prone to do now. Let me give you an example. An alcoholic, right? An alcoholic will deny that they're an alcoholic. But once they come to terms with the fact that they're an alcoholic, they don't have no problem telling you they used to be an alcoholic. You know what I mean? They're changed from that. They're over it. Yeah, I was an alcoholic, but I'm done with that part. But when you're talking to them while they're an alcoholic, like, dude, you're an alcoholic. No, I ain't no alcoholic. I can hold my liquor. You know what I mean? They're in denial. So the fact that Justin said that made me feel like he has done some changing. But let's keep it real though. A man gets some stuff put in his face, and I don't know. You can't hold him. You can't hold him to that. Okay, that's just, I don't know. And Paige didn't really. She was concerned about that because that was a little vindictive, but she didn't really harp on it, which is. Let me say this. I really feel Paige, man. I mean, she's a cool chick. She's a cool chick. In my opinion, the best chick on the show. Not to take anything away from the other ladies, because they're dope in their own right. Maybe I just vibe more with Paige. And I feel like this. Every time I look at Paige, you know me, y'all. I see celebrities and other people, right? I see Janet Jackson and Aries, right? I see Paige look like she should be. She's a long lost sister of the Braxtons. She looked like if I put a picture of what's her name, Tony. I mean, she looked like she can fall right in line. Like, her last name is Braxton. She looks like a Braxton to me. Maybe a love child of the Braxtons. I don't know, but nice looking chick. And I like how she moves too. So I'm a little curious as to why she's single. But She's a pretty dope chick. Um, Another thing that I noticed that happened is that, and Justin got some cool points for this, but he gave her all green Skittles. You know what I mean? That was a dope move. That was a dope move. Um, it took time to separate all them Skittles out. He said he was like a pharmacist with a knife separating the pills. And she was like, "Oh, it's the thought that count." Major cool points. That was a dope idea. Remember her favorite color. Uh, you know, Props to Justin for that. Justin is moving in a way that I probably would move. A lot like Justin. We kind of had the same demeanor, same disposition. And I think that there's a lot of things that I think he's doing right. You know, he's coming intentional. He's showing that he cares. Now, look, let's keep it a buck too. A lot of these guys are kind of forced to step up their game because this is a very competitive situation. Okay, you up against some a bunch of guys who could probably have a ton of chicks, if not all the chicks they want. Okay, so you really got to stand out in certain types of ways. You know what I mean? At this point, it ain't even about looks no more because you up against some guys who look just as better as you. So you got to start doing stuff that will stand out. And I seen in this episode a couple guys doing that. Justin was one of those guys. Paige responded to it, thought it was thoughtful. It was the thought that count. And yeah, it's I said in an earlier recording, I think those two are going to be, I think they're going to walk off the show together. I said engaged, but maybe that's a little too harsh. They haven't dated yet. But I think they are going to walk off the show. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So another thing I noticed is that they had the talent show, right? I had the talent show, and the three guys who was doing the "Can You Stand the Rain" moves, the little four tops moves they was doing, the temptation moves. I don't know who choreographed that. Wasn't bad. They knew that was her favorite song. Nice move, And they really killed that one. Because all the ladies were very impressed. You had Chris up there for Paige. You had Jamal up there for Tamara. I think the other guy was for Mars. I'm not sure who he's connected to, but yeah, it was a good look on their side. All the guys got up there. Now, Ryan went up there and he did the gaze in your eyes. That was his talent. And I'm like, and the ladies were like, "Oh, that was so sweet, so nice." I'm like, come on, really? That took no talent at all. I swear they give these guys so much grace, man. If that was a brother who went up there and said, "Let me stare into your eyes for a minute," they would have been like, "You lame dude, get out of here." But because it was Ryan, they just got the most rope. That's just all I'm saying. Like, he should have been. Y'all remember the Apollo and Sandman, and he had that big hook. They should have hooked his ass off the. They should have hooked his ass off the stage for real. I mean, that's how I felt. Like that was super lame. Why are y'all showing these guys so much grace? Brothers never get this kind of grace. You know, I don't. It's kind of annoying to me. Oh, that was so cute. He just looked at me for a whole minute. Anyway, Justin went up there. He did a poetry slam, and he said the black love thing, and they all felt all uncomfortable. It's almost like they don't want to let the white boys be uncomfortable. That's the feeling I'm getting. It's as if they get uncomfortable when they feel like white boys are getting uncomfortable. So Justin was like, "Oh yeah, this they say that they ain't black love and the black man don't love the black woman. Well, that's false." And he had the little poem thing, and they were just like, I don't know what that was, but Ryan standing in their eyes for a minute, that was awesome. A part of me feels like the ladies are lame for that. I'm just being real because it's very clear. It's very clear to me that they're. Now I don't know if they're up to this because of producers or they want a certain type of viewership. Let's just put it that way. So they got to be nice to certain. Look, I'm not no. Let me make something clear. I don't have no problem with Ryan. I don't have no problem with Ishan, or I'm sorry, I can't pronounce his name. I don't have no problem with these guys. I don't have no problem with Kenny. Whatever. The thing is, I don't like how the ladies are giving them so much leeway over the other guys. If it was fair, I would have no problems. If it was fair, I would have zero issues. My thing is not their race. White guys, Middle Eastern, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just treat them the same way you treat the brothers. You talking kids with them, talk kids with the brothers. You call out lameness for Justin's poem, but Ryan is awesome for staring at you for a minute. It's not adding up. You see what I'm saying? That's the part I'm not feeling. I'm feeling the ladies are lame for that, but I'm not sure if they are doing that because production is telling them y'all be nice to I don't know, but I'm just seeing a lot of leniency given to some of these guys and not to some of these other guys. Some guys get pushed right on up to the top and get on ski trips, and it's like, Chuck been with you since day one and you ain't even trying to get to know him, it seemed like. Maybe it's just me, y'all. Let me know in the comments. Is it me? Am I tripping? I'd really like to know. But at a contest, at a talent show, Jamal killed it. And his poem brought Tamara to tears. I thought that was dope. I thought it was a well written poem. I thought it was dope that he, went out there on his own, did his own thing. He killed it with the, Can You Stand the Rain? But he wanted to stand out more. So wrote his own. I mean, it was 10 times better than Justin's, but he is a poetry slam, professional, so to speak. So he got more experience on how to do that poetic stuff. So, but it was dope. brought her to tears, and shout out to Jamal for that. I thought it was well done. Um, let's see what else happened. Yeah, I thought it was weird that she took Ishan for the ski trip. I understand you want to get to know this guy, but you're not even done really getting to know the other guys either. That was a trip, as Tamara would say, that, or Paige, one of them said that you would take your husband on, but you took the new guy. I just found that a little odd. What did he do to deserve that trip? Here we go again with some favoritism. I mean, that's just how I see it. I don't know how y'all see it, but that's how I see it, with some favoritism. She should have took Chuck. I mean, I know he was the MC of the whole thing, and what uh, Ishan did at the talent show was wonk wonk wonk. It was Sandman type stuff. They should have snatched him off the stage too. But he won the trip. Oh, maybe it's me, y'all. I don't know. He won the trip. Like, what did he do to deserve to go? It doesn't matter that he's new. There's a lot of guys that are new. You didn't see Tamara taking, the new guy. She took Jamal. Paige ain't got a new guy, so she can only take one or the two. But the point is, I don't have no problem with the guys. I have a problem with how the ladies are moving and treating them. That's all. Ishan shouldn't have went on the ski trip. So there is also a rumor going around about Jamal. And the rumor is he called Tamara a T-Rex. Okay. Now, Mars know this information. She hasn't told Tamara yet. She's going to tell Tamara. Should she tell Tamara? Y'all put it in the comments. Or should she just let Tamara find out for herself? I think I already know what y'all are going to say, but put it in the comments anyway. I don't know how I feel about this. First of all, if he said that to Tamara, he all kind of wrong for calling her that. She's a beautiful woman. All right. She don't deserve that. That's for sure. But how Mars got the information leaves room for error. Okay. She says she overheard him say it over the phone. How does she know it was him? How does she know he was talking about her? There's a lot of room for error in this. So I'm not so sure that she got the information correctly. Maybe that's another reason why she's been stalling. I know that's her girl. I know she's going to tell her girl, and she should tell her girl. But you could be wrong. You could be wrong, Mars. It's just it's a little too open for error for me to go there. Now, if he admits to it, next episode, next week when we see it, then I'm gonna go all in on him. But you you think you heard something over the phone. You were talking to one guy and you thought you heard another guy say something about somebody else, and I I don't know. It's a little sketchy. It's a little sketchy for me. I'm not gonna go all the way in because I'm not, how she got this information and stuff like that is it could be misinterpreted. So we'll have to wait and see what goes on next week. I find it hard to believe that Jamal would say that because he is in a room full of guys he is in competition with. So why would he say T-Rex to his ops? You see what I'm saying? Why would he say oh yeah, Tamara? All those guys got to do is go back and tell Tamara, oh, you know what? Your boy Jamal said you were T-Rex. The guys will come out with that. They're not gonna keep that secret. That's ammunition for them to use against Jamal. That's why I don't think he said it. It don't make sense. I think what Mars thinks she heard, she didn't hear, or she misunderstood what he was saying, because it would be idiotic and stupid for Jamal to say that and give his ops weaponry to use against him. And those guys ain't got no loyalty to Jamal. So if he said that in a room full of dudes, the guys would have told her by now. And they didn't. That's why it's not making sense to me. I don't think Mars heard it right, or heard. I don't think she heard it right. I don't think the guys would have kept that away from Tamara if Jamal indeed said that. So we'll have to wait and see until next week. Paige looked real good in that fuchsia suit that she had on, looking real nice. I have to say I like how Tamara is moving now. I didn't before with the whole Kenny situation, but I kind of like how she's moving now. Mars, I kind of like how she's moving, but kind of sorta. Now she's starting to turn questionable to me. The only one that's steady to me is Paige. I just rock heavy with Paige. The other ladies are cool and fine and stuff, but I see some little things about them. Like Paige is not perfect either. You know what I mean? She was a little indecisive. I don't necessarily like how she let Preston go and why she let Preston go. For all of that, you should have just kept him. You know what I mean? You didn't get to pick nobody else. She probably didn't know that at the time, that she wasn't going to be able to pick anybody else. But look, you were cracking up, laughing, and enjoying yourself with this guy, and you send him home. I mean, that would trip me out too. If I'm Preston, I'm like, we had a ball last night, and you sending me home because of that? I don't understand. So they all got their little quirks. They all giving all of the white guys passes, so to speak. They letting them go because they have too much fun with them and they remind them of themselves. It's kind of no wonder that these ladies is having a hard time dating, because some of their decision making is just in question to me. That's all I'm saying. Still beautiful, still great women, but dating skills need to be, they need a mentor. Okay, they need her on speed dial. They got one. They are utilizing her, which is good. and we'll see how it goes. But that's my review on the Love Experiment. I'm gonna wait for next week to see if Jamal actually called her a T-Rex. Then I'm gonna go in on him. Y'all stay tuned for that. I got a store, online store that's coming up in order to help me out in this pursuit. I'm gonna have the the link in the description, so go check the merch out. T-shirts, hats, iPhone covers or Android covers, whatever you got, with some artwork. So check out the shop, help me out with that, and buy some merch. I'd appreciate that. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.